watched that. So that was really kind of my introduction to DMX. And we used the whole last year in the whole sewer scene for Pennywise, it's all DMX lighting, and so it's a really intense progression and orchestra of lighting effects and stuff that's all synchronized into one system, which is really cool.
That finale scene that took place in the it was our first real experience in getting to actually build a space, which was really cool.
We built it in July and we could leave it up for 4 months. It was awesome.
As opposed to
like a real haunt.
As opposed to we've got to take all of this down because people have to eat their cornflakes in the morning. It was cool, but that thing was a handoff of 12 different pieces of technology. We had a Pico that triggered the whole thing to begin with. Then it triggered a separate Pico FX routine that happened simultaneously. We had a sprite player that controlled the projection and how that kind of progressed. The DMX was being handled through a Pico DMX module that was running everything. So that helped with the fogger, the kind of backsplash, color changing lights.
The haunt was based on the legend of the Headless Horseman of the Mine, and I've never gotten to read that story, but I hope to get to someday.
Cheryl just messaged me. It's on the wall as you walk in the haunt. You should probably, it was also in your welcome packet. Obviously, you signed it without reading, so.
I really wish somebody would have told me that myself.
It was in the terms and conditions.
Right. So is it and then everybody that most of the stuff as I've been looking through these pictures before we came on, it's definitely all a lot of home built stuff. So it's not a lot of I'm going to go to the big vendors and buy all this stuff.
Most of it is all home built. They kind of want to expand into getting some more stuff from the bigger vendors, only a little bit here and there. But they enjoy building their own stuff.
Right.
So that's kind of why they've got what they've got right now.
Would you say you guys rely heavily on your actors? Because I feel like you've got your haunts that rely heavily on animatronics, and there's literally 6.
So what is your plan with him? I mean, he's ginormous. Is he going to sit in the garage? Is he going to sit out in the yard? What is your plan? Because it's not something you can just put in your room.
Yeah, no, he's gonna go right by the entrance. So literally right when people start, he'll be right there because I want him front and center because he's a great attention drawer. But when cars are driving by, they'll see him because he's right by the road. And when people are in line, they'll see him as well and get to hear what he says.
Did you, are you going to reprogram it so it says what you want it to say?
We already did, yeah. When we went to the factory, we got custom lines for him.
Awesome.
Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Were those the lines that we heard at Transworld, or is it a separate one?
No, there's 2 buttons at Transworld. They were
I love Gary. He's 15 and he's hustling.
He's very inspirational. He's a hustler.
Yeah.
Not a hustler. He hustles.
Oh, okay. We don't
all about the hustle.
We don't want Miles hustling.
No, not. You get out of 2020 or 1920 where hustling means something bad.
Oh, you mean going to a pool hall and hustling something?
Yeah. That's you're just old.
I think the main thing is we all know people that are I can't find a job. I can't we've got a 15-year-old that is doing what he needs to do to get to where he needs to be, and
Finding
I know
ways to make
people
money.
my age that could learn from you. And I mean, and that aren't even in the haunt industry,
And then.
Yeah, he was
That is really cool.
Nice.
And you got all the pumpkins all the way around it. You got a nice.
Well, and it was I was trying to find themes, and I had themed one yard in skeletons one year, and this name, and I only do change themes once every 3 years for each area. So, but this year we're doing my driveway in our zombie research center. So we have the zombie containment box. We have 2 of these zombie barrels. I already have 1 door built in my single car garage for zombies, the zombie door. And we're going to do the entire 2-car garage with 3 or 4 more doors of zombie videos and stuff like that.
That'll be cool.
Well, it's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. The Haunt Hour. With your host, Troy Crivello. Susie Fleesick. And Dan Doble.
Tonight's guests are Sue Jones-Grey and Robert Nulton of the Chamber of Haunters.
So sit back, strap in, and welcome to the Haunt Hour.
Wonderful.
Absolutely. I'm trying to do my best Susie.
Listen, why don't we have an intro of me eating?
Because that's all you ever do is just eat.
Because I'm always eating.
Eat and like you voguing or something like.
Just eating.
Sean is upset with me that I'm attacking him about not doing his video for me because it's a super secret project and he can't tell you what it is yet. Because everything with me is a super secret project. I love doing.
Speaking of videos, where the hell is Dan?
Well, he's not doing his walking video. I can tell you that because he's not walking. He's not. He barely made it out of the shower. I heard.
Dang.
Yeah. No, Dan is under the weather. Because in May people still get colds. What?
What's that even mean?
Well, it's because he lives in Wisconsin. They have winter, and then they have like winter for like 11 months. They have a little bit of summer where it's hotter than blazes, and then they go back to winter again.
And that's winter again.
So it makes sense. It's always
same here.
Well, and it's damp and cheesy there, so makes sense.
You don't even want to know the visual. Oh, stop.
That's so gross. It's awfully moldy. Oh, because that's cheese too.
Ew, damp and cheesy. Stop it. Anyway, so Dan's not feeling good.
Yep.
He is hopefully not watching this because then he will feel even worse.
Oh no, I'm gonna make sure he watches it. I'm gonna send him a audio, like a podcast of it, a home video, like a VHS of it, and a video file that I'm gonna send him like 30 TikToks. So it'll be every 3 minutes. It'll just send him a TikTok automatically, so he'll keep on getting these these notifications of the show. But I think the VHS will be good. I think. I know.
Oh my gosh, you're terrible. Anyway, back to my fruit roll up.
Is it the one with the shapes? Like, are you able to pull shapes out of it? It's just like, did they stop doing that?
It's just rainbow. Listen,
it's just rainbow.
I buy in bulk. I go to Sam's Club. There's like 75 in a box. I eat them all year.
Oh, I mean, they're a good source of waxy non-fruit stuff. I mean,
well, they get stuck to my teeth. So if anybody sees me with my fingers in my mouth tonight, that's why.
Maybe he got yes, Sean. He got sick because of his panties.
We're never gonna stop.
Well, we can always count on Sean. I remember back when fruit roll-ups used to have all the shapes that you could punch out of them, and then you could eat them. And like different times of the year, they would have different stuff. And then of course the licensed stuff would come out, Ninja Turtles and all that kind of stuff. Punch out of them and stuff. And we would trade them with friends and stuff. It was good times.
Yeah, I grew up poor. I didn't have any of that.
You just had roll-ups. You didn't have fruit roll-ups.
I didn't even have fruit.
You had the generic. They didn't even have fruit in them. I mean,
listen, I had the block of cheese. If anybody else knows what I'm talking about,
oh, the government cheese.
You're not the baby of 10. It doesn't matter what kind of job my dad had.
Right.
We were just poor.
Yeah.
Because there were 10 of us, Right. And my mom couldn't work because she was too busy having babies.
Right. So maybe after like 7, they said, well, that's not,
Yep.
I mean, there is that, but the more the merrier.
Right.
10 isn't the show 10 is enough? Wasn't that a show? Wasn't that a TV
8 is
show?
enough.
8 is enough. So
8 is enough.
Past that, you're like, forget.
We were like, they ain't got nothing on us.
Make a show about us.
Yep.
I think a Susie and Troy, your Troy, reality show would be pretty fun. I think
a reality show with me and him. and our crazy family.
Like, yeah. And then like every week, Micah comes in and he Kramers it every time he like walks in the door. Hey, I'm Micah. And it's just,
like today when we were trying to get my headset hooked up, and you could just see like Micah's head come in. And...
family. Yeah, he has to fix everything for you because you can't fix anything. I see this show. I mean, this is like sitcom gold here.
Maybe somebody out there will pick it up. I don't know.
Probably E or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Sean says he doesn't think that they had fruit roll-ups either. Well, sorry, Sean, you had a terrible, terrible childhood.
No, Sean and I are like the same age. I'm pretty sure I remember that. I'm pretty sure.
Sean says he was poor too. So I don't know what you guys had. I evidently grew up rich because my mom didn't work either, but we had fruit roll-ups. So I don't know.
Yeah, but you had how many siblings?
Two other ones. So it was 3 of us.
See, that's why.
But it was 3 boys. It's 3 boys, which means the food came in from the car and never made it onto the shelf or into the fridge. It just My mom went shopping once a week, and it was on like I swear that it was Tuesday, and she went every week and bought Halloween cookies and Halloween items. Christopher, jerk, look at him. He's all, what does this have to do with Halloween? I just said Halloween.
I love it.
I'm wearing a Halloween shirt.
I'm not.
Okay? That's
I'm trying to stay warm because it's freaking cold in Pennsylvania.
We're killing time because we don't have anything to razz Dan about because he's not here. So we're like killing time on that. No, believe me, we have stuff to talk about. Sean says he's the same age as you. So he's 29 and a half.
I remember that.
29 and a half.
About Sean.
About give or take.
We're about that. Around there.
Yeah.
Around there. It doesn't matter after a certain age. Everybody's the same age. Somebody told me that once. They said, after a certain age, everybody that you're around is the same age. And I cannot agree more. I'm at the age where everybody's my age. And I probably make people feel bad. I remember one time a client of mine, we were talking about somebody, and she goes, yeah, she's around our age. And I remember being like, lady, you're like 15 years older than me. And I was so offended that she said that. But now I realize I'm that person that is making those comments to younger people.
Right.
Because my best friends are all in their 20s and 30s, and I'm not. That's all I'm going to say about that. Right, Sean?
Right. Oh, yeah. He says you're young
at heart. Oh, that's an old person thing to say.
You know what, Sean? Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Well, hell's bells, Sean.
Halloween's not overrated. I don't know what you're talking about. No, Kevin, he's not making a walking video. He's sitting on the couch with his little tissues and his little teddy bear and his blankie, and he's crying about being sick. So
he is sick. He is sick. Whatever. I'm not making fun of him because it ain't fun being sick.
I can because I never get sick. And I got my whole family sick, evidently, because I'm not sick, but they all are. So I'll stay out.
Don't ever say I never get sick. That's like, don't ever say that.
Ask everybody. I get sick once a year, and it's for like a day, and that's it.
I kind of want to agree with you, but I'm smarter and older than you, and I know better than to say that.
You don't need as much Taco Bell as I do, so therefore you're wrong because Taco Bell keeps me fit and healthy.
Yeah, that must be it. Anyways.
So, you know what? I have some
hot news. Go for it.
I do. I have some news. So actually on Sunday night, 2 of our previous guests and their friend, I forgot his name. Damn it.
What, the friend?
Yeah, I think it's Tyler, I think.
It says it up there. Brick Thunder, Savannah, and Tyler G.
Look at you reading.
Look at me reading. I know.
Oh, we've come so far on this show. Season 3, everybody, episode 10. Susie learns how to read and makes me look like an idiot. God. So these are our, Brick Thunder and Savannah, Jonathan Perry, have both been on this show before. Brick is obviously in Chicago. Jonathan Perry is in Savannah, Texas, just near where I'm going to be living. And Tyler lives in New Jersey. And they decided to get together and make a YouTube show where they literally talk now they got it down to 1 hour and 5 minutes. I'm very upset by that because I know that we don't go for an hour anymore, and they magically were able to get to an hour.
It's not my fault. Let the record show It's not my fault. Go ahead.
It is.
Continue.
But I watched it last night and it was very good. I did, they talked about a lot of the leaks from like Home Depot and Spirit and Lowe's and stuff like that. At the very end of it though, they actually like Spirit put out on Halfway to Halloween, they put out a 3-second video. Okay. They spent 15 minutes or so literally dissecting every like millisecond of the video to the point where they overexposed it and found things in the video like dates and pictures of props.
Oh, that's so cool.
That you would have never seen if you just watched the 3 seconds. You'd have been like, oh, cool. It's a guy wiping off he's digging and then he wipes off a tombstone and that's it. It's the 40th year of Spirit.
Yeah.
So it's their 40th anniversary, which is crazy to think that Spirit's been around for 40 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so they were going through it like bit by bit. Jonathan, slowed it down to like 0.0001 speed and went through every frame by frame. And I was blown away by that.
That's cool.
Sean wants me to show the 3-second video.
Show the 3 seconds video. We're not going to get anything out of it though.
I will find it. I will find it while we're talking to our guests.
Okay.
And I will put it up towards the end.
Okay.
But these guys are very knowledgeable in the haunt industry. They are all home haunters. And they love spirit props for the most part, but they love anything to do with Halloween. They both go to Trans World. Tyler is trying to get to go. He wants to go to Midwest with Brick. And it's just it's a similar show to ours. They just talk about things. They have a cool format, and so it's another awesome show to watch. It's on Sundays at 6 p.m. Central Time.
Cool.
It is on YouTube. So it's the Trick Our Trio. Is that? My other bit of news, and it's actually a little negative, but it's not a rant.
Okay.
And so there have been a couple of people who have been putting up props for sale. And they've been putting it up in many groups, and they are new members of those groups, and they're new members on Facebook. And they're putting up the things, and then they turn off the comments right away.
Oh, that's spam. Isn't that fake?
Yes. So what I did was I've noticed that there was this person, this Mike Musheki. If he's a real person, I talked to him last night and I did not get a vibe that he was like a legit person. So, I may be out on a limb here, but several weeks ago, one of these posts went up and there were several people in the comments who were saying, well, that's that guy's props and that's that guy's props. So they were taking pictures from other people's pages of legit stuff being sold and saying, I'm selling this. I did talk to him and I said, hey, I'm interested in your headless horseman, which I actually am. And there's somebody in Texas who has one that I do want when I get there. But I said, hey, I'm interested in it. How much is it? Where are you at? And he said it was $250. Okay. Not a bad price, but he said it was in Michigan. Okay. That's cool. And then I asked him, I said, hey, just so that I can be safe, because everything on Facebook now, you got to be safe on what you're buying and everything. And I said, it's curious of why you stopped doing comments and why I've seen people say, that not legit, can you answer that so that I know that I'm being secure and buying something from you? And it's been 36 seconds and haven't heard a response back yet. It's more of a PSA. Always do your homework on this stuff. It says he'll be willing to ship. I can tell you right now, shipping that horse would be well over $250.
Absolutely.
If it's even really possible, because he would have to break that back down, and the other stuff are in the boxes. Those are shippable. But what I've noticed is nobody else does this when they put up stuff for sale. They don't stop the comments, but the reason I believe they stopped the comments is because of that one post where he was being said that these aren't your stuff. And even in that one, he deleted the comments and stopped the commenting. So I've been trying to get with some of the other group, admins and say, hey, watch this person. but it's more of just a PSA in general about stuff on Facebook. We don't want anybody getting burned with buying things. I've seen like the 12-foot skeletons for like $800 or $1,000 or $1,500 and stuff like that. Those are legit sales, but don't do it because people selling them.
That's stupid.
$99.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But obviously, if you ever do buy anything on Facebook or online in general, always use a credit card. Do not use your debit card because it is much harder to get that refund back if it is fraudulent. On a credit card, they generally just give it back to you and then they do the research. And when they don't get a response back, you get to keep the money. So this one is a little weird and it's, they've done, several posts and, I've never heard of anybody actually buying the stuff from this person. So
yeah, and it's a new account, right?
Yes, it's a brand new account. It's a brand new member account to all these groups as well. And I'm like, if you have all this Halloween stuff, how has nobody heard of you? And you're not friends with any other haunters in the country. Like, I can't imagine you're not friends with at least some local haunters. There's plenty in Michigan, so
yeah.
Just kind of watch out, watch yourself a little bit.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that now it is time for, let's kind of mix it up here a little bit and we will do it's a DIY of the week. Now this one is a little more advanced, sort of, but it is a moving, these type of crypts, and I think they show a video of it right here.
That's beautiful.
So it moves real nice and
that's so cool.
Nice and slow. You could obviously put like a fog machine underneath it, some lights and stuff like that. They go into pretty good detail about how they do all of the all the clamping and the gluing, and they really show one of the cool thing is they show where to put all of the guides to keep it moving in the right direction, but not moving too far off and stuff. And if you've ever worked with the pink or blue foam and PVC and great stuff and paint and windshield wiper motors, this one should be pretty good. I did like the fact that they added the roller bearings on it, and that kept it from making that sound of the foam touching it and stuff.
Yeah, right.
So they embedded those in, and it made it move real soft.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's real neat.
So yeah, this is Ghosts of Autumn Wood. I think we've we did. This was this was the same people we did in the beginning with the footprints. That was
yeah.
Yeah, we did that. So they are putting up let's see, looks like they've got a lot of different how-to videos and some tests and stuff like that, so you can check them out at Ghosts of Autumn Wood. Of course, we will post this in a separate chat after the show. So we got that. Yeah. I will leave that. I can leave that up. Let's see here. Oh, let's see. I think let's see. I think we do have some of this. Yeah, facts. Dan hates that I put an S on there.
He does. Just put the S on it now. He's not here.
Right.
Facts.
It is facts because it's facts because I said it was facts.
That's right. And Dan's not here. We can do whatever we want to do.
That's right. Yes, Michael Edwards was on that. There were a lot of good at the very, very end. There were little cameos there. So the East Coast Haunters Convention posted up their hotels for next April.
I did not see this. I missed this.
Yes, they are. There's 3 different hotels. They're all run by Hiltons.
Okay.
So if you have Hilton points and stuff like that, that will help as well. If you tried to book like a week and a half ago, they didn't. The Hilton forgot to put Sunday night in So they had to go back and fix it all and make it so that you could stay Sunday night into Monday, because otherwise you have to like get out at like 11 o'clock in the morning and we're all down at the trade show floor instead of worrying about getting our shit out of the room. So,
right.
So I believe the rates are from Wednesday to Sunday night. So you can check in Wednesday and you can check out Monday morning. The one thing that people were asking about this is because the convention center is probably a half a mile to 3/4 of a mile away from the hotels. That how would people get there? You know, there's probably a lot of people flying
Lime
in.
scooters. Everybody has to ride a scooter. There's no other way.
Now, I'm okay with that. If we all link them together and we're all riding them and we're riding them in a train and we get a cool like aerial shot of that, I mean, that'd be awesome.
Right.
But the Hilton Garden and the Hampton both will have shuttle buses. So probably 15, 20 passenger shuttle buses that they go for like airports. They will have each hotel. I'm guessing it's probably going to be just one that'll go to both hotels. But both of those hotels are offering a shuttle that will take you at intervals to and from the convention. So while the trade show floor is on and probably the costume ball, it will be running back and forth.
Like all day long, or just like certain times in the morning?
It says
we don't know.
Shuttle service will be provided to and from the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center at scheduled times. So I would guess probably as the night goes on, it'll probably be like once an hour type of thing. Right. But they are in April. I mean, it's going to be iffy on the weather. You know, you never know. It could be cold, it could be warm. You know, but I wouldn't say it's not walkable. Maybe not 5 times. You know,
do we know if it's like on like a parkway? Like we're not going to be walking in the middle of like the turnpike or anything, right?
Let's look. No.
Because I'll walk it. I mean, a half a mile. I can put my heelys on and just go for it.
So if you look, let's do the overview here. Come on. Oh, I have to do that. There it goes. Google Maps takes forever to do the overhead now.
Yeah.
So the Expo Center is here. This white building right here. The hotels are up here. So
it's like parking lot? Is that parking lot? What am I seeing?
Yeah. No, this is actually like a business. Like there's American Treasure Tour Museum, the trampoline place. There's a fun center right there, a bowling thing. So you could go up through this North Drive and end up on Mill Road and go up here.
Yeah.
Let's see how far it says to the Hilton. There it is. So it says it is 3/4 of a mile. So it would take 2 minutes by car. It says 14 minutes walking.
Okay.
So if you were to go with a bunch of people, you know, what?
Yeah. There's parking at the convention center. Do you have to pay for it, or like what would be the reason why we wouldn't want to hop in our car and just drive?
Well, like me, I'm not. Well, I might actually be driving my RV up there. So
you might be.
But
flying.
if you have a car, yes,
right,
you can park there for free.
I see.
As far as I've been told, it is free parking at the convention center.
Okay.
But you know, most of us are going to be under the influence of alcohol towards the evening hours. So the shuttle bus is going to be the way to go. Speak for yourself. Whatever. You're going to be so drunk off fruit roll-ups. It's going to be crazy.
You might be right. You know me, my fruit roll-ups.
So just as a heads up, the Hampton and the True both have free breakfast. The Hilton Garden Inn does not have free breakfast. They do have a restaurant on site, but they do not have free breakfast, where the other two do as well. So
those ones will book up faster.
Yeah. This and get going, you know. And I'd rather not. So I already have my hotel room booked for the Hampton. So come stay with me at the Hampton.
Okay. So note to self: do not book at the Hampton.
Do not stay at the Hampton.
Okay. What are the dates again for everybody, including myself?
The dates for the convention, if you're going on the pre-show tours, it'd be the 25th and 26th, but the convention itself is the Saturday, Sunday, the 27th and 28th of April. So 25th to the 28th of April.
2024. It's crazy.
I don't believe you can register to exhibit as well. So if you want to be an exhibitor, that is
Absolutely.
up as well.
Sure. Why not?
The other bit of convention news is all of the classes or most of the classes for Midwest Hunters Convention are up as well. One of the difference with Midwest Hunters Convention versus some of the other ones, they have a home haunter track. I know we talked about this last year too. Majority of it is put on by the Chicago Haunt Builders. They come up with the classes, and they're taught by other home haunters as well. And so you're getting the same type of lingo, it's not a bunch of, higher up or, or even more amateurish. They, these people really know what they're doing. So, you've got Jim Slanker, you've got, Ruby and Christopher, Michael Peters, who's been on the show before. Kevin Bixacky's going to be doing a class. I joke with him that it's going to be a slider class, but it's going to be costume distressing, and that'd be cool. But even like Michael Burnett from, Fright Night Studios, that's a Hollywood style, prop building and stuff. He's going to be doing, creating a cool skeleton corpse on a budget. So it's going to be even if it's done by an industry professional, it'll be geared towards home haunters. And Wicked Makers is going to do stuff. They also have other seminars as well. They have some free ones, and then they've got their regular seminars that, might be a little more towards, the pro side of it, business sides, things like that as well. So you can check that out at MidwestHauntersConvention.com or MidwestHauntersCon.com. And you can buy tickets and do all that stuff there as well. And that's in the beginning of June.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Yeah. I'm getting messages. Right. Let's get messages. Okay. So that is taking care of that. Let's see.
I don't know. I don't think I have a good segue. So is it time for our guests?
Is that our terrible segue to bring
That's
on
my
the
terrible
amazing
segue
and awesome Sue and Robert?
Hi.
I told you it was going to be terrible. I didn't mean that.
I'm not a segueist. I don't know.
Terrible. Susie, you need to get a program there.
I know, right? Right?
Yeah. I do my best. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Since I talked to you last, which was what, last night, the night before?
Yes.
Yeah, 2 nights ago.
A couple nights ago.
Yeah, last night.
Yes, it's chamber pot son.
Yes,
that explains me to a T. So this is Sue Jones-Grey from Greystone Haunted Manor and Greystone Haunted.
No, you're right. You're good.
I'm all right. And Chamber of Haunters, as well as Robert Nulton from Hidden Screams, Haunted Attraction Scream Park, Amazing Extravaganza Mega Haunt. See, I just like blew that up. See, and also from the Chamber of Haunters. So we like to start off the show with you guys telling us from infancy how we got to today. So you guys can pick who goes first, but tell us, how you got into haunting, what was kind of your early experiences with it. Why did you get into Halloween stuff? And then kind of what led you into, the haunts you're at now. And then we'll blow into the Chamber of Haunters and then we'll blow open the doors.
You want me to go first, Robert?
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
Ladies first, right?
Yeah.
Right. Beauty before age is what they say, right?
Oh, well, both. I'm old. Anyway, I got started in the haunt, doing home haunts, gosh, back when I was in high school, and we're not going to even discuss how long ago that was. So I've been doing this for decades. Here, when I finally moved to Texas back in 1989, I had a horse barn, and I would move my horses out every Halloween season and decorate each stall, and had a bunch of people over for haunted parties. It was great. We really enjoyed it. And then people kind of said, this stuff is really cool. You're creative. The sets are great. People would pay money for this. I said, you've got to be kidding. And they said, no. So anyway, I got with the local Longview Museum of Fine Arts here, and I decorated for them for several years with the haunt. I would take all of my stuff after the party and move it over to the Longview Museum of Fine Arts and decorate there. And that I did for several years. And I thought, you know what? I think I am going to go pro. And back in 2008, I decided to do that and started building. And we actually opened in 2011. And this year will be our 13th year. So we're actually pretty excited about it. We're going to do all kinds of fun 1313 stuff going on. So we're pumped. We're excited about it. So anyway, short and sweet. That's it.
Yeah. I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, your turn, Robert.
So
you got to do as short as me now. You got to go.
Right. That's right. I got copy Sue now. So I should have timed that.
Yeah, 5 seconds. Right.
That's right. 5 seconds. I don't know if I'm back at 10 seconds, maybe, but
okay.
But yeah, I mean, I swear I was probably born, with Halloween in my heart. I don't know how it happened, but I grew up with it. My family had a haunted attraction for years. We ran it from the late 80s until early 2000 era. It did really well. We started off with a haunted hayride. Really took off. It was a real niche in its area because we didn't really have, back in that time frame, there wasn't a lot of haunted attractions, at least near us. And we're talking central Pennsylvania. So just to give you an idea. So, I mean, we didn't have a whole lot back in that time frame. So it was definitely unique in that aspect. Like I said, there was very few that operated. If they were usually 2 hours, 3 hours away. So, it wasn't like, competition was never a worry. Everybody's so far away and we had a niche. Definitely not like the world we live in today where you have, 50 to 100 in each state. Definitely a bigger world that we're in now as far as the industry is concerned. But yeah, we just it's definitely changed. It's interesting. But yeah, we start off with a hayride. We eventually added an arcade. We added a haunted house, and then eventually we had it was in the probably early to mid 90s. We had zombie paintball, and we were one of the. And at least I say this because once again I never heard of it, with anybody else doing it. But we were one of the first ones to use that in our attraction. Back like I said, you're talking early 90s.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard of paintball being used, in an attraction prior to that. We were the only ones I was aware of that did it. And we just, like I said, it was at the time it was just stationary. I mean, we had a big area where, they were in the graveyard and, people got to come up and pay so much and you get so many shots and, and we made sure they were well padded. I mean, we made sure that especially you're talking 90 era. I mean, you only have so much to pad with in that time frame. So it's not like today where, you have people who actually make it, so you can be well padded. It's like you're putting pillows and sheets. Yeah, I mean, you're coming up with stuff from your home to pad these people. It's not like you're going out buying these huge costumes that protect them. So very different in that time. So, but yeah, I mean, we loved it. Had a great time. It really took off. Like I said, I mean, we would get thousands upon thousands in a season. Unfortunately, we ended up having to stop our attraction due to the fact that we had our family had an 100-acre farm, and just you can't keep people off it. Unfortunately, people would come on during the season, or the off season, and they would just destroy the sets that we had up year round. And we spent more money and time trying to fix and repair rather than to renew and create new scenes and bring new features. We couldn't do it, and it didn't matter how much more we made each year, we just couldn't do it. So we shut down in the early 2000s. And from that point, I just sort of stayed in doing, just small consultations, going around, even doing reviews. I just wanted to be in the industry. I just, I just wanted to stay involved. And so, but that allowed me to create, relationships and to get to know other attractions I didn't get to know because I was working at our family's attraction. So I got to know other haunted attractions, and it went from there where, now I have my own attraction, which it started off as Scream Punk Haunted Attraction. We then changed the name to Hidden Screams just to sort of broaden our horizons a little bit. So we still use steampunk theme as part of our attraction, but we just wanted a broader horizon so we didn't get crammed in too small of a box in our creativity. And we've been operating now. I think, our 4th year in operation. And we finally just got a new location. So fingers crossed it all works out because, new locations, it's nerve-wracking because you got to tell people, well, we are over here now. We outgrew our last location. So now we're over here. And the place we're at, they're actually doing some remodeling for us to put in new lighting, new electric, and even some water sprinklers for us, which is great because in Pennsylvania, that's, the state runs us, unfortunately, so we got to make sure we're up to code. So luckily, the people that are remodeling the place are taking care of that. So I'm very fortunate. But yeah, we're excited. This will be like our 4th year in operation, and we're looking forward to bringing even bigger and better scares than we ever have. So we're looking forward to it.
Based on one of the statements you made there, because you moved, what are your plans to attack that problem?
That's a great question. So what I've been working on in the meantime is working on the marketing aspects. We've been definitely pushing things through multiple Facebook channels. We're actually having our website redone at the time. I'm trying to work on that and get that up and running. Like I said, I work with a lot of, so I'm a member of a few chambers down here locally. I know, right? Yeah, that's convenient.
Right.
I do believe in chambers. They are great resources, and I've spoken with all of them, and they're all helping me to get our name out there. And so they've been working with us with other businesses. The businesses are excited to have us in the area. We just moved pretty much 10 minutes outside of our normal area. So we're not too far away, but it's still a move. It's still got to help people to relocate. So, but yeah, I mean, the local Chamber of Commerces have all been wonderful. They're really pushing us out there. They're putting flyers out and all their mailers. They're putting email blasts out to their 300, 400 plus members, which are spread out throughout central Pennsylvania, not just in this little area. But I mean, you're talking, an hour south, an hour north, so pretty much in an hour radius around me. There's members that are seeing that in multiple counties. So that's really helping a lot. And those members a lot of those are willing to let me put business cards as well as flyers at their, businesses. So that way people can know. So we're not just targeting per se those who have been coming regularly, but now we're getting a broader spectrum of those who may not have known we exist at all. So we've been really, like I said, fortunate with the Chamber of Commerces that we're working with that are helping to get us out. And they're very excited, as well as the town. I was actually surprised because most towns tend to, unfortunately, I think we all know, tend to have a fight with their local governments at times. Not all of them, but I've experienced that with many people as I have myself in the past. And this time around, it's actually been very cordial. I mean, the town wants the business. They need the business. They're excited to have us there. They're looking to do anything they can. They think it's going to be a great growth opportunity, not just for us, but for them. So they've been really, helping as well, trying to get us out there, talking with other municipalities, marketing us. So, I mean, we've really hit a lot of different marketing arenas, not just social media and online, but just by word of mouth and getting things out there and by marketing materials. I mean, we've hit a broader market than I expected to be honest, which is really awesome.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard of people forget about Chamber of Commerce because everything's done online now. Chamber of Commerce used to be you couldn't even start a business without going to them and having them help you and everything.
Yeah.
And maybe that's something that people have forgotten. And maybe that's a miss is that, maybe some of these haunts that are starting or moving, like what's happened to you, maybe they should go back to the Chamber of Commerce and say, hey, what can you help me with? That's a great, I haven't heard of anybody else going to Chamber of Commerce to help with marketing and getting word out. So that's awesome.
Well, and it's honestly, I mean, it's been, at least for us, I can't say for everybody else, I won't speak for everybody, but for us, it's been awesome only because, like I said, I mean, I think, like you said, a lot of people forget that they are a great resource. They know a lot of people. I mean, and not just businesses, but government people. I mean, they're going to get the county government, the local government to come out when we do our grand opening. We're going to have a grand opening before we open to allow, some of the government officials, some of the businesses come to a tour and see what it's going to be like, what they're going to experience. And, I mean, the town's already buzzing. I mean, we have, like I said, I've had government officials already reach out to me and say, hey, we're really excited. We can't wait to see, what you've got. We're really excited because they don't have anything like this in the county, in the area. So, I mean, they are really excited. So, I mean, this is definitely an opportunity that I think many of us take for granted or don't even realize is available to us, that, these people, they probably would, for most places, I can't speak for everybody, but I would almost be willing to bet that if people reached out to their local Chamber of Commerces, they would probably help and push them out there. I mean, like I said,
I need to add something, Robert, with that real quick. I've been a member of our chamber, Longview Chamber of Commerce, for since 2009, and we had a grand opening out here. Now, if someone comes in, and a lot of times they'll call the chamber, "Hey, what events do you have going on?" Now, if you're not a member, they're not going to recommend you. If you're a member, they're surely going to push you out there. So we had a lot of wonderful luck and members and customers come out because of the chamber. So we've been Longview support. We support our Longview, Texas chamber, and have been since 2009. It's been a long time. And
we actually go ahead, Sue.
No, I'm done, Susie. Go ahead. Sorry.
We actually hosted our chamber mixer. They reached out to us and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna have a mixer. Do you guys have enough space to like host the daytime one?" And I was like, "Sure." So the coffee shop, we hosted the chamber mixer, and I was actually shocked at the amount of chamber members that had never been in my coffee shop, and ever since then continue to come. Right. So I mean, it's just any kind of exposure is good. So chambers are great. My chamber, even though I really am only technically a member with my coffee shop, when we get our e-blasts, like our emails, they always write what Crawford has going on, whether it's axe throwing, the coffee shop, the haunt. They add it all in there, and I only pay for like one membership with the coffee shop, but it's in one building. I guess they figure
on the monthly events page and all kinds of stuff. It's great. Yeah.
Right. So
and like Robert touched on, that they have a connection to the government too, and so they're kind of their liaison with that. And that is always, once you get a few of those people on your side, and if then they can help you get people on the government on your side, and let's say your fire marshal's not too keen on it, there might be a little bit of friendship going on there, where they might be like, "All right, well, here's the thing, Mr. Fire Marshal, the city wants this, we want this, let's try to figure this out as a group, not trying to cut corners, but let's try to figure this out as a group," where he might be a little more convinced to let you have the haunt, versus, I mean, we all have met fire marshals who were like, "You're not having this," and then, but having that connection with the chamber, it makes you even more legit, and it makes you even more serious about that. We're not just here just to be spooky and scary and like Satanists or anything. We're actually providing a tourist attraction. We're providing entertainment for your town, and it brings in tourism. I mean, there is no doubt about that. Haunted houses bring in tourism. No matter what any person says in town that hates haunted houses, they hate it because they just don't like it themselves personally. But there is so much that haunted houses do in October for cities, especially something like Robert's, where it's in, or even Sue being in Longview, that they are smaller towns, and so it's nobody should fight them. I mean, it's just stupid because they're just thinking it, Yeah.
I just had a girl. We have a restaurant across the street from us. It's like a family, just like a family restaurant. It's a chain. But I just had a girl come in today and get a coffee, and she told me something that nobody's ever told me before. She said, our busy time used to be summertime, and it's now when you guys run the haunt. That's our busiest time of the year.
Good deal. Like, good deal. You're bringing in people.
Wonderful.
Right. And it does go for home haunts too, because I had one year where I was in a small town. It was literally 1 square mile. But we had like a Walmart, we had an auto wrecker, we had a couple of big businesses in there. And I was the only haunt in, I was the only pro haunt or home haunt in the area for a good probably 10 miles. And so I had a building in front of my house that was illegal, but the city council helped me get it going, because I put down in my deposition to the council was that, these people are going to come in for 3 or 4 or 5 nights, even for a home haunt, and they're going to need gas, they're going to need snacks, they're going to see there's a Walmart there, a Lowe's, a Fred Meyer's, things like that. They're going to come in and they're going to go, "Oh, I need that on the way out," or "I need that on the way in," or they're going to remember it was there. That Walmart is closer than mine. I'm going to go to that one from now on. So you never know what somebody's going to do, because they had no other reason to come to that city until you advertised your home haunt or your pro haunt. Now they do. And like Susie said, now they'll come back, and they were like, we never even really thought about that. Like, we didn't think a home haunt would be a tourist attraction. And I'm like, well, I don't want to say that I'm a tourist, you know, I'm a big draw, but I can be, and it helped, you know. So even if you're a home haunter, don't think that you might not, you know, you can. I mean, you probably can't join the Chamber of Commerce, but still maybe.
It depends on the chamber, I think.
Right.
I think it depends on the city, because we have some questionable people. I don't want to say questionable people, questionable organizations. There's literally, they're not watching, and I know I can say it, but there are there's a group of 4 women that call themselves the Connellsville Housewives, and they are members of the chamber.
In Atlanta, or okay, gotcha.
The Connellsville Housewives, they're members, they're chamber members. They have a banner, they have a float in the parade. Now, they do nice things for people. Like on Father's Day, they'll bring, like, you know, things to like older guys in nursing homes, and like they do really kind things like that. I don't think they're registered as any kind of business, but they call themselves the Connellsville Housewives. Okay. Yeah, they're just nice people that do things. So I think it depends on your city. So we have that here.
Yeah. But they may also, you know, like a city council, you know, because most cities, like Sue was saying, have a calendar of events.
They do.
Yes. So either one of those entities will be able to help you find out if you can pay $10 for it or whatever, if, you know, or if it's free. You know, it probably should be free, but I get it. You know, it takes time and money to do those things, you know, but you would never know unless you ask, you know. So that was great that you brought up the stuff about the chamber. That was cool. Wicker Manor wants to know, and this can be for both of you. Do you own or rent your location? And I would also add to that, what are pitfalls or advantages to both of those?
Well, you want me to go, Robert?
Yeah. Well, we can both have an answer to that question. So you start off.
Yeah, cool.
Well, I'm out here in the county. I'm not city proper, so there's it's different. I'm out here on a little over 17 acres, and my house is in the haunt. I mean, nobody comes through my house, but I live out here on my property, and the haunt is the front pastures of my property. So we have mostly outdoors, very organic. We have a few indoor buildings, you know, that people come in and walk through, and the manor itself is made up of mostly indoors, but we have 5 haunts out here and lots of parking, and so that's what's been going on here. And I don't know if I could have done it any other way. Rather, I was working full time when I started all this, so I'd come home from work and just walk out the front door and go do some work. And you know, if I had to drive too far, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. I had kids, littler children at the time when I started, so it worked out well. I used to raise horses and train horses, and like I was telling you, I had my barn and my stalls, and that's all, you know, got rid of all of the horses and started, you know, converted all that out to the haunt workshop and offices and things like that. So it's just kind of evolved into a big, huge outdoor extravaganza. I don't know how else to put it. Robert's been out here. You know what it looks like. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We enjoy it. But yeah, it's out here on my property that I personally own. Absolutely.
So Robert?
So we actually rent. We did have it on our property, but our property wasn't huge. So we actually, like I said, we ran out of room because we had too many people coming, which is a great problem to have. But then it forces you into a problem that, you know, you didn't think you were going to have to do so quickly. But it worked out. And my whole thing is, I'll say this. So when we had that problem, we were like, okay, you know, next year, which is this year, you know, we were saying, you know, hey, we're gonna have to move. You know, as far as location, not our home, but our location, for the attraction. We said, look, we don't have the room anymore. You know, ran out of parking, just, you know, which is a great problem, but we need somewhere else. And we were looking for another location that we could purchase, but there's just, at this time where we live, there's not a whole lot of options. I mean, it's either you have smaller stuff, which once again doesn't help, or the bigger stuff that's out there is like so overpriced. It's like, forget it. You know, I'm not doing it. And I'm a realtor as well. So being in the real estate game, I'm able to watch it a little bit more inside so I can catch the deals when they come. And unfortunately, they're just right now in our area. They're just not out there. So I said to myself, look, I'm willing to do anything at this point. If I can't really skip a year. I need to keep going for myself because I have my momentum. I don't want to lose it. And that's just me personally. So I started looking and just found this building, and the whole building had been abandoned for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. Each floor was different kinds of businesses. And I went and one day I kept saying to myself, I need to go and call and see what it costs to buy it. I kept putting it off, didn't do it. Eventually I saw a new sign on it, and it said, call management. So somebody had bought it. I gave a call and I told the guy, look, I want a space to rent for now. I was like, Lewistown, which is where I'm running it at. It's a good town to do it. I said, there's a lot of population there. It's downtown. It's near a lot of shops, a lot of, gas stations, like you were saying, gas stations, shops, you name it, food. So I mean, it not only would that help us, but we'd help them because they're obviously going to come from outside the area and go to those places afterward or before. Right. So I said, we really love to have a location at this building. I said, I've been eyeing it up for a long time. I should have done something before I didn't. Is there a possibility that I can, use part of the building? So I met with the owner, went through, and ended up, making a deal right there and then. And so the location we have is roughly, it's not anything huge right now. There's a possibility to get more, greater part of the property as we grow. So that is a good thing. If we grow too big, then that's another problem we have to look out in the future to see. But I mean, the parking we have is astronomical. I mean, it has, around the area, including the parking on site and around the area, we probably have about 300 to 400 spots. So, I mean, that'll leave nice. Flow. I mean, as long as we have enough, I mean, the part's going to be the flow is having people out there to say, okay, go, come. That'll be the interesting part. But yes, we do rent. And the nice deal that we have, and like I said, this is where sometimes it's haunted attraction owners, if you have to rent, if you strike a deal with someone. So like I mentioned before, my location is being remodeled right now. They are gutting all the whole building, and they gutted my area. And I asked them, I said, look, I need to know what's going to be done because I need to have this thing up to code. If I'm going to be here, it needs to be up to code. And the guy came back and said, look, we'll put in brand new electric for you. We'll put in water, fire sprinklers, a whole system in there for you. They were going to put in smoke alarm, but I said, hey, I've got fog machines. Is there anything else you can do? And he's like, well, we can put in heat detectors instead.
Yeah.
So they're switching that out. Well, they didn't put it in, but they're switching their plans, and they're going to put heat detectors in on my part, not the whole building, just on my part.
Right.
So that way I could use the fog machines. They're putting in brand new lighting. And like I said, we have about, I think it's roughly 78,000 square feet of building. It's not, like I said, not huge, but it's enough to do what I need to do.
Right.
And we might get more in the future. So they want to see how we do.
Right.
But they're very excited. And the deal they worked out was it's fairly cheap rent compared to what some places I've talked to were. And he's actually not charging me rent. I paid my first month of my security deposit up front, and we signed the contract, but I don't really start paying until November of this year. And
that was my question. I was wondering how that worked.
Yeah. So I told him I need to get my stuff in way before. I said, I have to at least get my stuff. I said, I can keep it out of the way for you, but I have to have a place.
30th. There you go.
Yeah,
right.
So
you mean it doesn't just appear and on first? It doesn't just blow up.
The people that don't understand it.
Stuff. I mean,
they don't get it, do they? They don't get it.
It's like it'll be October 1st, and they're like, yeah, you're
the
getting.
Whole thing it's like a Jack in the Box. It just opens up, and there it is.
Wow, that just happens, isn't it? Yep. Wow.
I know. If only people knew the truth. I know what it takes. Yes, the blessing, like I said, for me is, I mean, I'm not saying everybody will do this for you, but I mean, the fact that they're remodeling and we're trying to get in there, work around them, and they're working around us, we were allowed to put everything in there. So everything's down the middle of our attraction. I mean, just, it's laid out a little different, but down the middle of the whole attraction. So that you have the outsides to put the electric, the lights. So they're working around us too. And they've been really good about it. Like I said, they'll be doing that. And then once that's done, I can go in and start building. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, they're doing all that stuff for us, and we don't pay rent until November. I mean, we can start building once they're done with that, which should be in a month or two. We can start building, and I don't have to pay rent during my time I'm in their building. I only start paying in November because I already paid for my first month. So November is when I'll start paying again. By that point, I'll hopefully have made enough money to then, once again.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, so I should be good. So I'm excited. Actually.
Yeah, I'm excited for you.
I'm getting a phone call from about 800 different haunted houses, and they tell me they want you off the show because they all hate you. So I'm sorry, Robert. We're gonna have to cut you loose, I think.
All right, see ya.
So now you guys are pro hunters. You got that all dialed in. You don't have to do anything. You just open up, as Shane says, you open up on the
plug something in. You just plug it in and the haunt appears.
Exactly.
Plug it in and go.
So you've done all that, and you said, you know what? I'm not busy enough. We need to create something else.
I know.
And so why don't you tell us about how you came to be the Chamber of Haunters?
Robert, I'm going to let you take this.
Oh, great. Okay.
Well, first off, we met in New Orleans. So,
yes.
Oh my gosh.
No, yeah.
Go ahead.
So this whole idea, and I'll make this part really brief because, like I said, the time it took to get to where we are today, it's a huge backstory. But the long and short of that is, it was an idea. Like I said, before I got back into doing my own haunted attraction, I spent years, like I said, doing some consulting on the side and just, once again, reviewing and going out and meeting people, just trying to get to know the owners. That was my whole thing. I wanted to know the owners so I could create that relationships because I knew my whole goal was to use that as a stepping stone to get back to where I wanted to be. And I thought if I get to know the owners and create that relationship and we can work together, in the industry, that'll help me and I can then eventually help them in return. So that was my whole theory, was trying to do that and get back to where I wanted to be again. And throughout the years, I had people that said, I really wish we had this. I really wish I could do this. I really wish, we could find something like this. And, and once again, I was like, okay, well, I just sort of would take notes as I go along and travel around the country, believe it or not, and talk with people. And eventually just came up with the idea that, the industry doesn't really have a chamber of commerce. I mean, it has associations, and that's awesome. That's what it needs, and that's what it needed, and it still needs today. But the chamber of commerce acts a little bit differently. It has that, like, it's a governmental feel. It has that business feel, a little bit different. And so, I come from a business background. That's what my degree's in. I come from business, so my mind's geared more on the business end of things. How can we get people in business? How do we keep them in business? How do we keep them from going out of business? So I mean, so on and so forth. So we go through all of that to see, okay, how do we do all this? I ended up reaching out to some people, once again, people that I knew and had created these relationships with. Some of them I had reached out to when it came to, like I said, Sue. I had reached out to some people I hadn't got to meet yet. And, Sue was one of the first ones, that I had met, at least online, when we had talked and got to know each other. Jan, Nuth was another one. We got to meet with her, and she was one of the founders as well. We went through and ended up, talking about this in 2019. So, long ago, not long ago, I guess. It seemed like forever ago, but it wasn't.
Right before COVID. It's just
right before COVID, that was the part that hurt the most. Right before COVID, we ended up, talking, meeting, trying to figure this out, how we're gonna get this started, get this idea together, make it come to fruition. And we decided, okay, when we were at the time, it was HauntCon, and that was in New Orleans in 2020. And we said, hey, we're gonna meet there. We'll start everything there. We ended up contacting HauntCon, who was owned by Halloween and Party Expo at the time, and ended up, working with them to give us a room to have our first meeting. And, that's where Sue and I and Jan and some others met for the first time, and we kicked it off. And from that point, haven't looked back, and it's grown to where it is today. We have roughly, nationwide 200 plus members, and it's taken off a lot more than I honestly thought it would. I mean, I had hoped for that, but you never know. And especially when we hit COVID. I mean, that was that was scary for everyone. You're trying to see who all was going to survive it. We kept hearing, 14 weeks to flatten the curve, 20 weeks, 5 months, 6 months, 2 years. Who knew? It's like, it always changed when we got to that point. And so it was always a struggle trying to see, okay, what do we do? And, when we started in 2020, we hit the ground running, and people were just, left and right joining. We're like, this is awesome. This is great. And, we're getting things started up and running. And then all of a sudden, March, boom, COVID hits, and we're thinking, okay, now we had to reroute our brains and think, okay, what do we do now? And the thing we ended up doing was we did not really do a whole lot of marketing that year. We spent the majority of our funds and time and efforts on our current members, because that's what mattered at that time the most, was helping those who had taken the time to join to get through COVID. So we helped by, once again, reaching out to, government for assistance programs, things to help them, working with their states to try to get them assistance, or even, guidance on what to do. Can they open? Can they not open? Right. How, what safety precautions do they have to take? So, I mean, we were able to help some people with that and navigate. So, I mean, it was nice to be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where it came from. I mean, it started as an idea, and like I said, turned into something so much more. And I'll be honest, I use this term a lot, and for me, it's because as a person, I'm a more sentimental person, and for good or for worse, I told my whole board, until the day comes that someone else takes my position and does even better than I do with the chamber, that's the kind of person they get. And so for me, the chamber is not, I mean, it's a business, but it's also a family. That's what it really has become for us. Those who come on board, it really is our family. We do our best. I mean, we all make mistakes. We all are human. We try our best to help our members. You can't please 100% of people 100% of the time. My grandfather used to always tell me that. Right. But you just can't do it. But you do your best, and then we've really tried to do that with all sincerity. We've really tried and really try to go above and beyond for our members in whatever way we can. And so like I said, for me, this chamber has become a family. The people I get to know on a regular basis have become family. These are people that I'm trying to get to know personally and say, hey, if you need me, I am there. I may not have all the answers, but I will go find them if that's what you need. If that's what it takes, I will get you the answer, and so will the board. I mean, the whole board the same way. So we're very blessed with an amazing board. Susie's one of our esteemed and awesome board members, and her husband Troy as well. So I mean, we're glad to have them with us. Sue is just she's awesome. She's been, I'll be honest, starting this, she has been my steady, constant rock. So I can't thank her enough for doing that, because there's times where it's it does get frustrating and she's been the constant rock for me. That's helped me through it. So and like I said, the rest of our board, I mean, they're just all amazing. I mean, I can't tell you all they do. I mean, they meet with us. We meet once a month, and they've been pretty flexible with me, which I'm very grateful for. Due to complications at times, but I'm grateful for their willingness to work with me. And like I said, I can't be more grateful for what it has turned into, and the people that have not only come on board and joined the chamber, but those who've also, like I said, become part of leadership. Because the one thing I will say about the chamber is I keep enforcing this. We are member led. And what I mean by that is, yes, we have a board because, as an official Chamber of Commerce, you have to have that to be in operation. Right. So, obviously it's something we need to have, but it's not something where it's like, okay, you have a board and that's it. They're the leaders. They take care of it. For me, I'm more of I want all the members to participate. I want them to be as active as we are as a board. They need to be a part of this. Their voices matter. I want them to be heard. If they have an idea, if they have a new benefit they want, if they have an event they want, whatever it is, we're going to figure out how to make it happen. My whole slogan is, the worst idea is the one that's never shared. So, if you're not sharing an idea, then right there, that's a bad idea. So, if you're not sharing that with us as members, then you have a bad idea. But if you're sharing it, it's not a bad idea. So let's try to figure out how to make it happen. And that's the question. Mm-hmm. How do we make it happen? Not, we can't make it happen. Right. Just how? How do we make that happen? So, yeah, I mean, I know it's probably a little bit more drawn out speech of what you're looking for, but that's where it came from. That's where it is today. And like I said, I couldn't be more grateful for the people we have today and the eventual people I hope to continue to get.
So I guess the and don't take this any way. I just I have to be that investigative journalist that I've been. I really am. because I'm so, I love to research and I love to find out and dig into things. So I guess tell us, all of us watching, what would be the main reason to join, not necessarily to join yours versus the Haunted Attraction Association. But what stands out, and what would you tell somebody is the reason why they would need to join yours over, not necessarily over theirs? That's, what I'm trying to say. Sure. But just,
if you were only joining one, why would you choose Chamber of Honors?
Okay, yeah.
I want to come up with total involvement. I mean, we involve all of our members.
Okay.
We reach out, we interview, we want to get their haunt names out there. We have a contest going on right now, Robert, that I want you to touch on.
Oh, yes.
And also we've got a new great program coming up for this season that will involve all haunts, all home haunts. Anybody that wants to be involved can be involved. That's what I think that we can offer, is just everybody knowing what's going on, involvement. Again, I don't want to keep harping on that word, but it's total communication, getting excited, getting haunts excited, getting owners individual members excited. We're just really pumped up about all of that kind of stuff, so we're excited about that.
Well, and I noticed on your different pricing is that you have a lot of different options. You have the review, you have the escape rooms and things like that. It was just, I've heard other people ask, kind of that same question, just kind of in generalities, why do we need two? Because they see the name as a chamber of haunters. And I understand what the difference is that you guys are more going for the Chamber of Commerce type feel, where they're going for an association where it's, you're kind of a member of something like that. And even when you guys started, I was like, well, why? We already have the Haunted Attraction Association. But to me also, like, as a home haunter, I saw no reason to join the Haunted Attraction Association. And I've told Spencer that. I'm like, I'm not going to get anything out of it, so I guess from that standpoint, what would you say to a home haunter? What would they get out of being a part of the chamber?
So the one thing that we created that to help anybody, especially people in your situation, home haunters, yard haunters, charity haunters, those who are trying to start, they haven't started but are trying to. We have what's called the Chamber Foundation. What that is, and that's David Crossland from Afterlife in Texas. In Texas, right. He's awesome. He does a lot as far as to help us with the Chamber Foundation. He's the president of the Chamber Foundation. So what that does is that's a program based around home haunters, yard haunters, charity haunters, people trying to get into the industry, or those who are very new that are trying to get up and going but just can't get there. We provide one-on-one mentorship with a chamber member,
whoever they need. Yeah, exactly.
That's huge. I mean, especially when you're talking about people who are trying to get to the pro level or the commercial level, however you want to say that. We want to help them get there. I mean, once again, you think about it as the lifeblood of this industry. Home haunters, charity haunters, and yard haunters, and your people trying to get in, they're the ones that are going to be coming after we're gone. And if we're not fueling that, are we really helping the industry? Are we really doing it justice? So we want more people. I mean, I don't look at any attraction as competition. I don't care if you're 5 minutes away or if you're next door to me. I look as an opportunity. It's like, okay, people can get more bang for their buck if they come to two of our attractions versus one. So, I mean, it doesn't matter how close someone is, or if you have 5 around you, who cares? Let them visit all 5 in a night. If we're all open for 10 hours, I'm not saying you are, but you get the drift. If we're all open for 5, 6, 7 hours, if they can visit all of us, why not? I mean, that makes it more worth it. If they're traveling 2, 3, 4 hours and then waiting in line, it makes it more worth it. So we try to find those opportunities. We provide the one-on-one mentorship. We also provide, which this is for all our members, not just the foundation members, but we have our ghost training program, which once again is our health and safety program. And a lot of it's really geared towards helping our newcomers. I mean, our veteran hunters have told me they benefit from it as well, because they wish they would have had something like that back 20, 30 years ago. Just a lot of that wasn't available 30, 40 years ago. And I can attest to that because I was around in the 80s, 90s, so I can attest to you that was not there. But it is now in both organizations, which is great. But the thing is, like I said, we have built that chamber foundation within the Chamber of Haunters to help those members to get, like I said, that one-on-one opportunity, extra education and instruction. We do give a grant, for money for those who apply and want to. It helps them to go through and get a little bit started. I mean, if they need to start an LLC, because once again, that we preach that. Start an LLC, get your insurance. I don't care how small you are. If anything happens, the last thing you want is it coming out of your personal pocket. Have it come out of the business, and if there's not much in it, they can't get blood out of the rock. So, don't give somebody, the whole thing to take away from you. Give them just whatever you need to get, moving on, whatever they try to do. So, we try to preach protection, making sure that they know exactly what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it, and literally hold their hand. I mean, if you talk to some of our members, a lot of them will tell you that I mean, they have most of our numbers. They can call our board at any time they'd like. I mean, we're not, we don't sit back and just say, okay, we're here, we'll see you whenever, and good luck. It's like, no, we are here anytime you call. I can't tell you how many people have called and just even to talk things out, say, hey, I'm having a rough time with this. I just need to hear myself talk so I can figure it out. Sometimes that's all it is. I'm a sounding board. I'm letting the words bounce off my body. They talk it out and they say, you know what? Thank you.
Right.
It's like, I didn't say much. It's just like, okay, good. I'm glad you figured it out.
Right.
That's all it is. It's just a sounding board. So we really try to provide a good environment, not once again for all our members. So that way, veteran hunters alike, as well as your home yard charity hunters or new hunters, I want everybody to feel at home and they know that they can get the help they need to get to wherever they want to be. No matter where you are in this industry, we want you to get to your next level, wherever that may be. And so we've created the programs, and especially that Chamber Foundation, to facilitate that for people. If they want the extra education, the extra mentoring, the extra help, the grant money, all that's available to them. And once again, we're always trying to find new benefits. So that's the other thing too. We're never complacent. And I'll be honest, my wife would attest to this, because she used to always get upset with me whenever, she'd always say, well, are you done? And this is just me personally. Like if I try to accomplish something, I don't just stop and say, okay, I'm done. I'm like, what's next? And I'm like, okay, what's
so me?
Yeah.
That is so me.
It's not just
Troy's just like, stop already.
Like, yes.
Can you please stop? And I'm like, no, I can't. I can't. I have so much up here that needs to come out. That's so me.
And that's exactly where I'm at. And my wife always, she used to never understand. She used to say, you're just not happy. I said, no, I'm happy. I'm not complacent. There's a difference. I am happy with my life. Nothing's wrong with my life per se. It's just, I don't want to stop because my creativity drives me to do more. If I stop, I literally believe I would die. There's
reaching
no doubt
the goal.
I think I would die.
It's not about reaching the goal. It's about the journey to get there. That's what I chase is I need to always have something coming.
Yeah.
Because it's so exciting.
Yes, exactly.
That's exactly what it is. And it was funny because my wife, it wasn't until COVID that my wife finally clicked with her. And she's like, I think I finally understand why you are the way you are. I understand why you never stop. And she ended up giving me a sweatshirt that said, content, or proud, but never content. And I was like, that sums me up. I mean, I'm proud of what my family accomplishes. I'm proud of what I'm able to accomplish. I don't tout it, but I'm proud of what I'm able to accomplish, but inside. But then I'm like, okay, I say to myself, well, that was good, but you're not done. Now you got to go do better. And I constantly do that to myself. And that's the same way, the chamber operates. It's like we're constantly looking for more ways. We're not done. We're never going to be done. We're always going to be looking for a better way.
Right now, Robert, with the little contest we've got going on.
Yes.
I think, Susie, you're right there.
I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
I am in it.
She is in.
It's pretty cool.
No, I'm calling this. I'm just going to tell everybody. I called it on the meeting the other day. I'm calling it right now.
There we go. Looking good.
This is it. This is it.
There.
That's right. You're in the top 4. Did you have do we have a winner for the one? Because I didn't look for
Horror Ween actually ended up winning by 1. It was a nail
biter.
One
vote. Saw that.
Vote.
I was like, what?
Yeah. 1 vote. It was a nail biter. I did not know because it was hard because it kept going back and forth, and usually about a minute or two before, because I have to hurry and post it right at 9, so that way I can have both the new contest and the old contest ending and starting right at 9 o'clock, and that's
so
tricky because
who got the Sleepy Hollow and Afterlife? Who got that? Do we know?
That's still going till tomorrow morning. That one's still going.
Right.
Yeah, that one will be at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll have our final 4.
Okay.
And actually starting tomorrow morning, Susie, you're up.
Is that us and Mandy? Is that factored?
Right.
Is that me and Mandy?
Yeah. You're right back in it tomorrow morning.
Crawford.
That's right. You're right back
tomorrow.
in it.
Tomorrow. Did you hear that, Troy?
Yeah. So get ready. Prepare tonight. Get ready. 9 o'clock in the morning.
Start texting everybody you know.
Start texting everybody
you know.
I got
That's
this.
right. Let them all know. Get on. Yeah. So this is it. Whoever wins these next 2 after this will then be down to the final 2. So this is, and I'll be honest. The reason we did this because my thing is, when you get some of these events like this, people will tend to be like, well, it's a popularity contest. Like, no, that's not what this is about.
It's fun.
I mean, yes, you're going to get people, and yes, people that love you are going to come do it. Yes, I get that. Yeah. But the point of this event is as being a national chamber, okay, a chamber of commerce or organization, it's tricky to figure out how to do an event because when you're talking about local chamber of commerce, organizations, they have local, like you said, mixers, they have, meetings, they have lunch and learns. And we can't really do a lot of that because, well, we're not there to give you a lunch. We're not there to do a mixer. We're not, it's a lot different. So when we do our events, we have to think outside the box. How do we get our members engaged? How do we get even people who aren't members engaged when we can't physically, pull them into a location? And we started thinking, okay, we need to come up with some events that we can use to help get our members engaged in the off season. And this event actually has been really awesome because once again, everyone's, had a great time. They're going against each other. It's like, the March Madness kind of thing. Yeah. And we're going to do this every year in April. So right after March Madness, we're going to do it right after that. Nice. So, I mean, but it's a nice little,
Well, and Robert, we've had people that were not members of the chamber who wanted to know how can they get into this. Yes. It's like, you got to be a member of the chamber.
Right. Well, you want to be, you want to join, you can
participate,
be a part of it.
You got to be a member. Yeah.
Now, so at the end, I mean, like I said, the winner at the end of this will get, I'm having it custom made, but it's a wrestling belt, and it'll have the chamber on it. And it'll have the logo of the attraction right there on the belt. So the owner, he or she, can proudly wear it or display it at their attraction, however they so choose to do.
That's hilarious. You didn't say what it was.
Hey, it's fun. It's a fun prize. And it's something that people have been enjoying. I've had people reach out saying, they've been so glad to participate. Win or lose, they've had a great time. Because they're getting to know people halfway across the country they've never met. By doing this.
That's exactly what that Fatal Fear. They're a home hunt in Austin, Texas, and I found them through your post about them. And I went and looked at their videos, and I was blown away, by what they do. From what I've gathered, their tagline is they are a pro haunt stuck in the backyard.
They are.
I mean, it's and so I've reached out to them for my own business purposes, and it is awesome. So on that aspect, there are people that are looking at these logos, which all of them are awesome, and sitting there going, well, I've never heard of that one. And then they click on it and they learn about it. And so, you have given them exposure, to be able to say, well, hey, vote for us, but also
come and see us.
This is what my haunt is. This is where I'm at, that type of thing.
Right.
But I believe because Horrorween is in Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
Okay, and Sleepy Hollow is in Pennsylvania, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay, and Crawford School of Terror is in Pennsylvania.
I know, right? There's a trend
here. Afterlife's in Texas.
Right. All the Texas ones are only second and third round. I see. Twin Oaks Manor didn't.
Afterlife's the only one that made it far enough.
Right. Come on, Texas.
That's right.
Hey,
Gotta get on David. Tell him
it will end up being either Pennsylvania versus Pennsylvania, or it'll be Michigan against Pennsylvania because Factory of the Dead's in Michigan. So yeah, that's
Texas is in there. No.
He's hanging.
Oh, Afterlife. Sorry. I'm just gonna say.
I just can't forget David. He's pushing hard for this.
I'm really torn because Sleepy Hollow in Pennsylvania. I got my tour going to Pennsylvania. I got
I know.
The house divided.
Yeah, that's what it feels like right now.
right. So I think what I'll do is I'll vote for Sleepy Hollow from my computer, and then I'll go drive somewhere and vote for Afterlife on my phone.
Split the vote.
And then I'll be safe. Nobody can be mad at me.
That's right. You
canceling everybody out, canceling each other out, right?
Oh, Roseburg Fry Club, good. Ooh. That's down south of me there, so that's awesome.
Nice.
So you have that. The other thing I wanted to touch on is let's see. Hold on, I've got to move my screen over. Let's see.
Is the chamber drawing?
Well, you're before we get to that, your ghost stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that all online, or are there actual in-person classes as well? How does the ghost thing work?
Yep. So in Texas, that's our official convention. Now we hope to attend other ones in the future, but that's our official one where we have our annual meeting.
Okay.
Texas Haunted Convention, yes.
Yeah. Yep. And they've been awesome. We love them. We love going there. It's always a great time. So I just put a quick blip out there. If nobody has gone, you need to go. This is going to be a great year. The Haunt Tour is going to be awesome.
Yep.
Dark Hour in Sylvania. So yeah, just put that blip out there. If you need to go this year. But anyway, yes, we'll be having some classes out there. So we do have some in person. The majority of them are online just because once again, we are national and it's hard to find the ability to do in person. But yes, at Texas, we do work with the Texas Haunted Convention Board. And in bringing some of our classes there, and they've been very gracious in hosting our classes and allowing us to put it there. So it's been really wonderful. For the online and in person, for any of the classes that you do online and in person, members get this for free. So all education we do is free for members. So it doesn't matter if it's a ghost program or a continuing ed program that we have. All that is free. The only cost that ever comes for these programs is for non-members, because once again, if you're not going to join, you need to pay. So it's only fair. So we charge $10 a class, not a lot, just $10 a course, which if you do the whole program, I believe it comes out to $130, $140 in total. So for most people, you're better off joining the chamber, because not only will you get all the courses for free, but you get everything else for free as well. I mean, all the benefits.
Swag. Like you planned it that way.
Maybe.
Maybe. We got some good stuff. We got some good stuff that we offer.
We do. And the benefits, like I said, keep rolling and building. So, I mean, at this rate, you're better off joining the chamber, getting the education for free, and then, getting all the other benefits on top of that come after the value of that. So, I mean, just by doing the ghost program, you're paying for most of these, memberships. You're paying for them, or you're getting paid almost to do it in a sense, right? Whereas most people have to pay for that. So, if you're a member, you get it for free. If you're not a member, you pay $10 a course, and then and you get your certificate after each course. I'm getting ready to send out our last course we just did about a week ago. I'm getting ready to get those sent out to the people who were on that one, and then at the end, you get a patch with the logo that lets you know that, hey, you completed it. You get a completion certificate as well. So, I mean, you get a couple of things that come with the completion to not only signify that you completed it, but sort of like a little congratulations swag kind of thing. So that gets sent out to everybody who completes, a member or non-member. I mean, so it's been a great program. We've had a lot of good attendance, a lot of good discussions, and it's gone very well, and it's really been taken off. So we hope that continues on.
And it cycles. It will cycle. Yes. So it's not like if you've missed one that you'll never see it again. I mean, you'll be able to cycle that.
Yeah. So what we do is roughly every 2 weeks, so about twice a month, we hold a course, and they can recycle themselves. So once we get through the courses, it recycles and starts over. So it'll constantly do that. So if you do miss one, it doesn't matter where you start, because there's a beginning and an end, but it doesn't matter where you start, because it'll start over. So even if you come in at the middle, you can always keep going through, because eventually you'll hit the other end and start the beginning and finish those and hit right where you started. So once again, I don't want people to ever think, oh, well, you're 3 or 4 courses in, I'll wait till you start over. Don't do that. Just start off wherever, and we'll continue on when we get back to the beginning. So that's just a little tidbit. Nice. So those who are interested don't think they got to wait for 6 or 7 more courses to go through. Don't do that. Just get it now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll just gloss over the fact that Susie beat Robert. That's weird, but whatever.
Right. Just gloss over real quick. That's right. Just pass on. We don't need to
pass that on. Yeah.
Don't you know you're not supposed to beat the boss?
Nobody needs to know that.
You're supposed to let the boss win, Susie.
That's
rude.
You don't have to gloss over anything. Go ahead, say it loud and proud.
No,
loud and proud.
Go back and show that.
There it
is. She's proud of that too. Look at her. She's like,
and then
yep, show them. Let them see.
There it is.
Yep.
Way to go, Susie.
Yeah.
You know she's serious. I will say that much. She is serious.
Right.
She is serious.
I quit running way too competitive, so so that's just how I am. No, I'm kidding. I didn't even honestly know that tomorrow was our day. So
well,
I'm glad I was able to tell you tomorrow's your day.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
9 o'clock in the morning.
Remember that.
You're off to the
Is there anything else that you want to touch on about the chamber or anything before we get to the rapid fire questions?
Sue, do you want to talk about the
I wanted to, we've got a new program coming up. This is our first annual, and we hope to continue it throughout the duration of our existence. But what we will be doing is printing up posters, fairly large posters, and we will ship with a QR code that will be shipped to each haunt or each participating event, haunt, home haunt, whatever. We don't care. If you want to be involved in this, that's great. We'll send you the poster. So you can put it up in your ticket booth. You can put it out in your queue line. It will be where each customer will be able to take a picture or click on that QR code. It will take them to the Chamber of Haunters website, where we will be featuring prizes that you will be able to win as a participant in the drawing.
Oh.
So we've got about 12 haunts so far that are participating, and I've got a end date of June, somewhere in June. I know Podcast U, we just arbitrarily put June 1st. We may push it out a little further.
Right.
But we want to get enough time to where we can reach out to all of our members and all of the haunt owners. But what this will do, depending on how many donations we get, the only criteria will be to donate a prize. So you can create and make a prize. It just has to have a value of around $30 or more. So that will all get shipped to me here, and then we'll set it all up. Depending on how many prizes we do get will depend on how many winners that we will draw for.
Oh,
so
nice.
we've got, so like 5. So we're excited about this. So what's wonderful in the end of all of this, each haunt will then be able to garner or harvest all those emails from all those click-throughs on their particular QR code, so that we will send back to the original haunt, regardless if you win or not. I mean, it doesn't matter who the winners are,
right?
But the haunt owner will be able to harvest all the click-throughs and all the emails to where they can do email blasts, and they'll know. I mean, we have a lot of cash customers that come through. You have no idea
True.
who they are. You can't harvest any of their information. So this way you'll and who's not going to click to try and win, right?
Right, of course. Yep.
Everyone will that has a phone. Yep. So that's one thing that we're offering to our members. And again, it's just a matter of a $30 value prize, and just get it to me, and then I will ship that out to our cost, the chamber cost, to whomever and however many win on that. And then at the end, if for example, Susie, if you have a winner that has come through your haunt, then we'll acknowledge the haunt also. The haunt itself will get a plaque, and hey, this customer won these awesome prizes, and so we're going to try and continue that every year. I think it's nice. I think it'll be cool. I mean, customer haunt interaction.
Yep.
Get it going.
People love interaction.
Absolutely.
They put it up in like the middle of the queue line somewhere because people are standing around doing nothing.
Yeah, they're doing nothing. Might as well click on a QR code and get your information there and get a chance to win.
So I do have a question. Does each haunt, since each haunt that's going to participate is going to donate an item to the thing, will each haunt have a winner for sure.
No, it depends. I mean, we're all the way through from California to Pennsylvania. I mean, we have customers or not customers, members across the United States. So it depends on how many items we get and whatever we decide how to divvy that up. May it be 5 prizes per person or 3 prizes per person. It'll be more than one person that wins, but we don't know who that will be.
Right.
Yeah, we'll just randomly draw. So it depends on how many we have involved. So we're excited about it.
Yeah.
So
I do have one little bit of
chamber to get involved.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Robert. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
The last thing I would just share is, and this goes back. I'll just make it brief, but it goes back to the question you asked about. Especially talking about we already have one association. Why do we need to join the chamber? The last little thing I would say, at least to that, is and I tell this to everybody, I don't care how many buckets you have your foot in. Honestly, I could care less. You have your foot in 5 or 10. We talked earlier about exposure. That's what this is about. How much more exposure can we get you, and how much more, how many more opportunities can we have to help you? And that's what it's all about. Is if you can get help from both or 3 or 4 or 5 organizations, why not? I mean, like I said, here I'm a part of more than one chamber because one serves me differently than the one serves me over here. I mean, they have similar benefits because they're both chambers, but they don't serve me the same exactly in every little area. So one will serve me differently here. One serves my needs I need over here, and one serves my needs over here. And yeah, it costs money, but I do get my money back in a different form, and that's through the advertising they give me. That's through all the stuff they do.
It's a write-off. It's tax deductible.
Yeah, it's right. You're right. You write it off. So you're not really losing. If anything, you're gaining. By all the benefits, and then you get to write it off too. So.
We're not saying join us and not the other, not at all.
No. I'm not either. I just
right. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
but I mean, there is a difference between the two, and I think that needs to be clear because we're not an association; we're a chamber of commerce. There is a difference between the two.
Right.
But like I said, I go back to telling everybody, like, hey, because I get that question too. I can't tell you how many times I get people say, well, what's the difference between you and the HAA, or you and even I've had other organizations. What's the difference between you and this organization? I'm just like, look, we're all different. We may have things that crisscross and are the same, but at the end, we're all trying to help you. And it's your decision on whether you want one of us to help you, you want many of us to help you, whatever you want, we'll do. But once again, we bring it back to this is what we provide. We sort of, at least for me, I personally just try to stay away from the other organizations, or at least saying, well, hey, this is what makes us different. I try to say, hey, I can tell you about the Chamber of Haunters because that's where my expertise lies. And what we can do for you is this. We have the Chamber Foundation. We have events. We have education. We have programs, mentorship, whatever. I can go on and on. And that's why I really try to create as the difference is we're trying to get the opportunity to help you create your business because that's what they're doing. When you create a haunted attraction, whether it's a home haunt, yard haunt, charity haunt, or a pro haunt, doesn't matter, or a vendor, whatever you are in the industry, you are creating a business. It may not always generate money right at the beginning, but you're still a business. Whether you register as one or not, you are operating as a business because your hope, I would hope, is that you're going to grow and become the pro or commercial haunt that you want to be, or the pro commercial vendor you want to be. And our goal as a Chamber of Commerce is to do just that, help you learn how to start your business, run it successfully, and keep it going for years on end, and continue to grow if that's your desire, and get you the help you need, whether that's through government assistance, government funding, government programs, getting to know your own government. I mean, I can't tell how many states I've had to reach out to understand what they need to go through, the attractions need to go through to be compliant with the state, be compliant with the local government. I mean, I've had to write letters to mayors, call supervisors, call commissioners, write letters from the chamber to commissioners, on behalf of the chamber for our members to say, hey, because I had members call me and say, well, we can't get open. They don't want to let us open. I've had to call, write, email, and say, hey, they're members of the Chamber of Commerce for the haunted attraction industry. We are here to help. We need to know what's keeping them. And I've had to fight that battle, and knock on wood, luckily our members have won and gotten open, but it's been a fight. And that's the kind of difference that we bring to the table, is that personal help. We'll actually talk to your elected officials if that's what it takes to get you to where you need to be. We're not afraid to do that. So that's just what I wanted to share was, that little tidbit for people.
Well, I even though you haven't helped me, I appreciate that you would go that far. I think that's that's awesome.
As much as we can for
right.
our members.
Shane's. I work for a pro haunt and a good size home haunt, and all info is good info, and that's thing. All education.
Right. That's the point.
You can't not ever learn enough. And there's always somebody coming in new, and you guys are always going to have something new to offer. So is all the other associations. They're all going to.
We're all growing.
To grow. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Right. All right. Well, I think it's time, Susie.
It's time. All right. Rapid fire.
Hot in here.
You've got the list.
I have the list.
Are we doing this our way since Dan's not here tonight?
Yes, we're gonna do the question 2 our way, and we're gonna flip number 3 as well.
Okay.
So you will take question 2. I'll do number 1, and you both can answer if you want. If you had 1 hour with any haunter besides me and Susie, because that would take like 7 hours, who would it be and why?
Sue.
Oh,
go ahead.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Right.
Oh, I don't have a clue. I don't. I have nothing.
So she picks me. Okay. So Robert.
What do you mean? I guess I don't know I guess I don't know the rules. What am I supposed to do?
Just any haunter that you've wanted to spend time with for like an hour.
I've spent time with most of them.
I know, right?
Any that you'd like to spend more time with, or have you had enough?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't answer. Honest to goodness, I can't answer that. I just can't.
Hey, no, that's fine. That's fine.
I'll
be
honest.
Anybody. She doesn't want to talk to anybody. Just heads up.
That's right.
That's right. Nobody. Oh, I'll be honest here, and this is gonna sound. It's probably not gonna sound good, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I would probably want to spend time with Troy and Susie only because I went to I didn't get to see their attraction yet. I would love to see it, but I have seen their escape room. I actually did their escape room, did their axe throwing. Their escape room is phenomenal. I'll tell you what, I've been to tons of escape rooms. My wife, who's not very big into this scene, the haunted attraction industry, thought it was phenomenal. And that, if my wife can say something about attraction or an escape room, that is a great compliment. She could not stop talking about that. Neither could I. And I would love to spend an hour with them because I have the escape room I'm trying to build. And I'd love to just get a tidbit of, okay, how can I make mine look as good as yours? I don't want to make it look the same, but how can I get that feel, that look, that amazing, just everything was awesome. So, I know it probably sounds cliche on the show, but honestly, I really enjoyed the opportunity I had to go out there and meet them and see that. And that's the opportunity I would probably take because I was blown away by the escape room.
Unfortunately, Robert visited us. This is funny. The night before our grand opening of the coffee shop.
Yep.
So we were absolutely crazy. and you would have been able to spend that hour and more with us had it been another night. But it was craziness. It was complete craziness. That was a year ago. So you're always welcome to come back.
We would love to. And they were great hosts, by the way. Don't let her fool you. They were still great hosts to us, and they took good care of us.
Don't let him fool you. Honestly, it was
like, hi, Robert, here's your coffee. Bye.
He didn't even get coffee. Are you
kidding? Just say Robert's not going to get coffee.
He didn't get. Well, he wouldn't have anyway because that's how crazy it was.
It was crazy. I will say that.
We
did stop by the next morning just to see because she did tell us the grand opening was happening that next morning. Yeah. So we drove by on our way out of town. We drove by to see it and just see it. And it was, I will vouch, it was busy when we stopped to see her. And that was pretty much first thing. So I was like, so I understood, but it was worth it. At least we got to see, the escape room, and it was phenomenal. So I definitely will be back out. Trust me, Susie, I will be back.
Okay.
I want to see the attraction. Good. But that escape room was phenomenal. I just have to let you know that.
Hopefully, it's not before we open another one of our businesses that I can't stop.
Yeah, I'll make sure. I'll contact you and say, hey, you're not opening, are you?
Right.
More things. All right, Susie, what's the next one?
Oh, okay. So the next question is, you're the first one on the trade show floor. What booth do you go to first to purchase something?
You didn't do it right.
That's what you wrote on here.
Right,
I'm reading your writing.
Those are
Ghost
dams.
Ride. Ghost
Those are
Ride.
dams. Remember?
It's Troy.
$1,000.
It says Troy. You wrote it.
$1,000.
Says Troy.
So the real question that we want to change it to, but Dan doesn't want to, is if you were given $1,000 and you're the first one on the show.
Wait, that's it?
Right?
I don't like the $1,000.
That is
because that eliminates so many booths.
$10,000.
All right, $10,000.
There you go.
So $10,000. I'm with you. All
right.
Where do you go to?
$10,000, and you've
at
got
a trade
you've
show.
got, and
where
you've
you
got
spending
10
it?
minutes. You got 10 minutes to shop.
I like
You got
that.
10
You have
minutes to
time.
shop. Which
You have
one's
time.
in
You
it?
don't have time to think. You only have 10
Gotta
minutes.
go.
Where are you
Where's the-
spending it?
Where's the first place you're going?
For me, it would be Ghost Ride. I have a lot of Ghost Ride. Now, Poison Props, but that's now changed hands. So,
yep, that's now Fright Props.
and then, of course, Distortions, Ed and Marcia, they're great.
Distortions was mine. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'd run the Distortions run.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So, yeah, I need a lot of bloody bodies.
Say Froggy. Peter, shut it.
Froggy's song.
He's gonna riot.
That's my second
Froggy's
stop.
Everybody.
I can get your stuff anytime, though. I can always come
Right.
get
And they got free shipping. So why do you need to go to the, you know?
Absolutely. Everybody in the comment section write anything but Froggy.
I know. Anything but Froggy.
I want to see Tater riot.
and of course, Gorgalore, Kevin, of course, Gorgalore.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right there with you. Yep.
I've got a lot of his stuff, a lot of Kevin's stuff.
Okay, so question 3, I'm changing it up. It's going to be Susie or Troy.
Meaning this Troy, him,
Yeah,
not
me.
my husband.
Me.
Because that's
There's
what
no
it sounds like.
context. If somebody walked up to you right now and said Troy or Susie,
Oh, boy.
Me? I'd say Susie because she's got coffee. I'm sorry. I'm a coffee girl. I love it.
all right, it's all right.
You can put me on the spot here. I don't know. I'll be honest. That's a toss-up for me. I like you both.
That's why you're moving to Texas, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I guess I'm not
That's right.
coming to
He's gonna be
Longview
almost your
anytime
neighbor.
soon.
He's gonna be your neighbor.
Longview is out.
Wow.
Oh God, he's gonna be my neighbor. That's right. Oh my God.
No, you
A
already
lot of people
voted.
said
Don't say you're not allowed to take it back.
Yeah, I already voted.
Did you mark it down?
I did. But Robert hasn't answered yet.
That's it. I'm burning my free tater. Shoot that
Try my free
Scott, did you really win that? Oh, that's true. We gave two.
Yeah,
That's right. We did.
Fun.
Go figure. He'd win his own prize.
Oh, Scott. That's great.
Robert, who are you picking?
Gosh.
No, it's tough.
Oh, no, you're as bad as me.
Okay, I'll put it this way. I like Susie a lot. I would do Troy because I think our personalities are similar in certain aspects. I'm not saying against Susie. She's awesome. But I think Troy and I have a similar personality. I can see myself trading memes with him. I'll be putting that. Okay, sorry, but that I can see myself being the kind of person where I can send him all these memes, and
that is a slippery slope, sir.
I don't want his memes.
I'm gonna start sending memes to you.
Well, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so if you had the chance to go to any haunted house in the world, doesn't not be America, what would it be?
Oh.
Bucket list haunted house.
I've been to a lot. Oh gosh, I don't know. The one. Well, Netherworld's always great.
Yeah.
Well, they're in their new location. It's been a while since I've been there. Years. I'll have to say Netherworld again.
All right, Netherworld.
Yeah.
Man, see, you took mine, so I definitely have
I'm sorry.
Way to go. I will be honest. I've always wanted to go up and see the Headless Horseman in New York. I've always wanted to see them. I heard they have a spectacular show. Mm-hmm. That's one I was invited 2 years ago, couldn't make it, and I regret that ever since. So I would love to just see their show once, just to see what it's like. That's
well, and then Haunted Overload too. I've never been.
They're amazing. I've been there several times. They are awesome.
I have been there. It is.
Yeah,
they are great.
So visually amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
I'll just tell you this, Robert. Just keep watching my social media, okay?
I'll watch it. I'll watch. I'm gonna watch it like a hawk.
Got so much going on And
I saw the Pennsylvania post.
but there was another post after that I did that I'm just saying, just.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to go look when we're done here.
Just watch.
I'm watching.
Okay. Anyways, so I literally messaged the post that I'm talking about is that I was excited on a Sunday night that what was being talked about, and I literally texted my wife at like 10:45 at night. She goes, "I'm in bed, but that's an awesome idea. Let's do it." So she gets it. She gets it just like your wife's starting to get you. My wife is getting the same thing.
It's finally coming around.
Right. So
wait,
the last question.
Scott wants to ask a question. What is it?
Oh,
Scott?
he can.
Oh, he'll pop up.
He's like,
I think we have to end the show. I think we have to end the show right before he asks it. So
Scott really did win it.
He did.
He really won it. Okay.
So the last question is: actors or animatronics?
Animatronics.
Actors.
It's so hard to get actors anymore. And
Sue is the first one.
You're
the first one that said animatronics. But I know where you're coming from because every show I say the same thing.
Yeah.
I say I love actors if it's the right actor.
But you can't. Right. We've had several just asleep.
Same.
Customers will have to walk over them.
Listen. We have one that has narcolepsy and she falls asleep all the time, and we don't know what to do.
He just decided.
Tater, I love you, buddy.
You know he wants to say something.
I love you, buddy.
Mercy, I'm not answering that.
I love you, buddy.
Oh, you know what? It's almost 2 hours that we've been on the show, so I think.
Oh. Okay.
What's your favorite apple?
Granny Smith.
Mine is actually the cotton candy. Did you know there's a cotton candy flavor?
No.
I know there's cotton candy grapes. I know that.
There's cotton candy flavor. Yeah.
All right, Tater, get some cotton candy apples up in those trees.
I found some here in Pennsylvania. I couldn't believe it. I don't know if it's infused with it or if it's made. I don't know how it's made, but I was like, it's the sweetest thing I ever had, and I loved it.
I've heard about the grapes, but you've heard it here first, Tater. So looks like he's got one up on you.
That's right. You didn't go find this, Tater.
You better go up there.
Well, time went by too fast.
Drunken apples.
I know it did.
I know it did.
Drunken apples.
Drunken.
Drunken apples.
Shoot them full of rum, probably.
We only grow good apples. You haven't had the cotton candy apples, Tater, so you don't know.
That's right.
I love you, Scott.
Oh, he's such a troublemaker.
He is.
Okay, so we will get to that point now where we will start ending the show, but I don't know. Sean's talking about Buc-ee's now too, so we gotta, so if you want to visit the social medias and everything of all these awesome places, Chamber of Haunters on Facebook, there it is right there. They also have website chamberofhaunters.com, because that'd be the best address to get, You can also check out Greystone Haunt on Facebook. They also have a website, greystonehaunt.com.
That's terrible.
She looks so mad. Look at her. She's so mad.
That's her in her raw animal form.
If you don't go see her haunt, she's gonna stay looking like that.
Yes.
So mad. You better go.
I was trying to figure out how to turn the camera around. I'm like, how do you turn this camera?
How do you do that? How do you turn this off?
Everybody that joins the chamber gets a life-size cardboard cutout of Sue looking like that.
I will personally pay for that. I'll personally pay for that myself.
Flip it around. It's showing my escape room build. That's what I was talking about.
Oh,
Lord, I'm trying to figure out how to flip the screen around.
You also can go visit Hidden Screams Haunted Attraction. By the way, Greystone is in Longview, Texas. It's in the eastern side of Texas.
Yep, we're real close to Louisiana.
Yeah, close to Shreveport, Louisiana. And Hidden Screams is in Reedsville, Pennsylvania, and that is closer to Pittsburgh, right? Or
yeah, it's between Pittsburgh and State College.
Okay,
so we're close to Penn State, if you know the Penn State University, and then we're just like 2.5 hours or so from Pittsburgh, not far.
Okay. Buc-ee's has the best cotton candy salt.
Well, and isn't Buggy's unique to Texas too? That's what we got.
No,
So
it's like going through the whole South now. Like like Carolina has them. I think Oklahoma has them. Things like that. So yeah, no, they are expanding.
They're branching out.
You can also go to screenpunkhaunt.com, and I understand you can't really change a website. That's hard to change.
We're waiting till it's done, and then we can unveil the new one. Yeah,
I get it. That's fine. So yes, you can go to all those places to find out everything you need about all those things. Make sure if you need to, join the chamber, and you can ask them questions as well. About what's in it for me type of stuff. They'll definitely answer that.
Hey, we got some good bling we send out. I'm telling you. Shirts, cups, membership bling that gets sent out. It's a big package.
Sell panties.
But do you not sell panties? So I guess we got that.
Who is this?
Somebody sells panties. I guess we need to.
John is a Houston haunter, so he's down there, and he's another Texas boy. So damn Texas kids.
What in the heck is that? Okay,
he wanted Sean reminded me that we needed to watch the.
The 3-second video.
As you can tell, I paused it right here, and if you can see the shape in the picture right there, huh?
It looks like a spider.
It looks like a spider or like a devil behind a tombstone. Like
that
one little
spider to me.
Okay,
I see the cutout though. There's
Jonathan
like a
and Brick didn't see a spider, so
yeah. I do see like a horn, like a devil.
Yeah,
horn.
I see that superimposed there.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Jeez. I'm gonna have to watch their video, their breakdown.
So, like what they said is, if you go back and you see, like in the what I believe it was is in one of the flashes.
Yeah, there's something there.
Like in a flash, you can see something if you overexpose it and slow it down real slow. And I was like, man,
zoom in.
You guys got a lot of time on your hands.
Right.
So yeah, that is the spirit stuff. So
that's great.
Thank you both for coming on the show today.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
We had an awesome time with you. Normally this is the time when Dan goes, "Who we have it on the show?
Who we have it on the show next?
Troy, who we have on the show?"
Wait, I have to make my hair like Dan's hair.
Oh yeah, well you need. All right,
I need more of it.
I know you need there it is. There it is. Next week we're having yet another Texas haunter on the show.
Who?
I know. A couple years ago it was all Chicago haunt builders. Now this year it's all Texas people. We are having Craig Watt from Terror Isle down.
Oh,
in Texas.
Craig is great.
He's great. Well.
He's great.
Awesome.
He's great.
Yep.
I'm heading down there soon to visit his escape rooms. Yeah, great.
Good. Yep. He does escape rooms. He does a haunted house that's all pirate themed.
Yes.
They will be on the Terror Tours, just letting you know. Woo!
Okay.
Awesome.
So, and Craig does, he just did a class at Fear Expo about haunt security. So we will talk to him about that a little bit and what he does with his escape rooms and morphs them into Halloween and, haunted house stuff. And so we'll talk to him all about that next Tuesday night, the same channel, same time. And yeah.
Awesome.
Sean is excited about Craig, and
looks like it.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Nice guy.
He does want some froggy
moonshine.
Moonshine.
Tanner just texted me. He goes, "I really did win."
I really did. I'm like, I'm not kidding.
Because I really did.
Give him like the home haunter like package or something like that. Get him one that
doesn't
apply to him at all.
Fun stuff. I'll send him some panties from.
Yeah, do like he's a reviewer.
Like panties.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go.
I'll send him some of them.
There you go. And send him all the masks and but now he's a haunt reviewer, so just send him that membership.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. And
thank
you, Susie, for helping me hold down the fort without Dan the Man.
Absolutely. We don't
He'll be
need
back
him.
next week.
No,
Hell or high water.
I'd get rid of him if I were y'all.
Right.
I think we might.
Right? We might have to. So thank you both for being on, and we'll talk to everybody next Tuesday.
Good
Awesome.
night.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.